So hey guys, and welcome back to Born Traveller, and welcome to Phnom Penh in Cambodia. Okay, let's get started. As you can see, it's early morning. I'm by the river Phnom Penh. It's pretty quiet at the moment. It's a Wednesday morning, so it's not too busy. So today I'm going to take you around Phnom Penh and show you why it's a good place for a budget nomad to come hang out, live in Cambodia. Coming from Thailand, the first thing you notice about Phnom Penh is the craziness, how crazy the city is. It's a lot busier. There's cars everywhere. There's no public transport here in Phnom Penh, so everything's tuk-tuks and private taxis and things like that. So it can be a bit of a shock to the system when you get here, but that doesn't mean that Phnom Penh is not a brilliant place to come. When it comes to accommodation here in Phnom Penh, I recommend getting an Airbnb. They're definitely higher quality. This is the Airbnb I got. Obviously you can see you get a double bed, you know, nice view, beautiful light in here. It's quite modern. It costs $125 a week, so it's not the cheapest, but you do really have everything you need. You've got a desk, a fridge, there is a kettle. They do provide a little bit of like cutlery and stuff, good TV. Most important in Phnom Penh, you know, working air conditioning. Make sure before you ever rent anywhere that the air conditioning works. Here in Phnom Penh right now it's 38 degrees. It is really hot, so you do need air conditioning. Don't skimp. And a modern bathroom that has everything you need with good towels, toilet roll obviously, and a good shower. If you really want to save yourself some money, obviously you can rent for a month. Renting on Airbnb is definitely the cheapest way to go. If you go on Airbnb and rent for a month, the prices plummet. They'll go from like $20 to maybe $10 sometimes. You can get hostels here from about $5 to $7, but with how hot it is, and to be honest, the safety of Phnom Penh, I really highly recommend getting to a nice area and stopping in a good, decent Airbnb. So when it comes to food, there's different types. You can go top end here. This for breakfast, coffee and juice was about $11, which is bloody expensive, but I just wanted to show you this place. That this is the kind of place, if you're looking for this kind of place, it's going to cost you at least $8 to $10 for breakfast. So if you want to go cheap in Phnom Penh, you have to really go for the street food, which obviously is not as good. So these kind of coffee shops are bloody expensive. You have the local food though. There are some brilliant ones around. These are like $1.50 to $2 for a meal. So if you eat local Cambodian food, you can save yourself a lot of money. I'd say my breakfast this morning was $11. It was crazy. But I could have got Cambodian food for $2 or $3 with a drink. So if you're going to come anywhere, come to these kind of places, you'll save yourself a fortune. So if you're after more Western options, there's KFC here, and there's a couple of kind of local ones, but there's no McDonald's or Burger King or anything like that. It's just basically KFC really. So when it comes to things to see and do in Phnom Penh, you really must come here first, the Genocide Museum. It's basically an old school, and it'll take you around the history of Cambodia in the 1970s about the Khmer Rouge. I think if you really want to understand Cambodia, come here and you'll understand the history very, very well. Around the museum as well, there's lots of shops and cafes that you can go to, that you can hang out if you want to come down here early. I recommend getting here as early as possible. Get here at 8 AM when it opens, because the crowds get in very, very quickly after that. If you're wondering which area to stop in, this is probably the best one to stop in. This is the Russian market, and as you can see here, you can get loads of shopping and stuff. There's loads of different kind of shops you can get. There is actually a KFC here, but basically it's a huge market that goes over, and I'll show you now. Also have like fake goods here, like fake backpacks, things like that. So all different types of shopping, whatever you need. But just remember that they're not going to be real. They're obviously going to be a copy. But a lot of times, just ask them what copy it is. Is it super fake or just good fake? And they'll tell you the quality of it. I think one other thing to note about Cambodia is that it has a huge Chinese influence now. So there's lots of Chinese supermarkets and stuff, and Chinese restaurants. I can't understate how much of an influence China's having on this city. When it comes to money in Phnom Penh, there are ATMs dotted everywhere, and they accept MasterCard and Visa, so getting money out is not really a problem. One of the great things about Cambodia is not only can you take out their local Khmer money, you can also take out US dollars in some ATMs, which obviously is really good if you're traveling. What you do have everywhere is these little money changers. You can change money anywhere here in Phnom Penh. Basically, you can take out US dollars from the ATM, and if you want to then exchange it to local currency, you can. They're pretty good. Some rip you off, but mostly they're pretty good. When it comes to banking, I recommend Wise. Wise offer a multi-currency account that you can keep up to 50 different currencies in. So open a borderless account today and get started. Link in the description. When it comes to the internet in Phnom Penh, you can basically, there's two companies, there's Smart and one called Metaphone. But I would go with Smart. Basically pay $1 for 7 days and you get 5 gig. And you just top it up from there, how much ever you need it. So if you get through 5 gig a day, you're gonna have to top it up every day. But it's essentially $1 for 5 gig on Smart. It is pretty cheap. I mean, if you topped it up every day, it still only works out at $30 a month, which is pretty cheap. It's just annoying to have to do it all the time. You can also tether your phone on it, so if you want to use it as a hotspot, you can do, so you can use your phone as the internet. If you're looking to work online in a cafe, then I would recommend here Cafe Amazon. They're dotted all over the city. They're not the cheapest place to get a coffee, but they're certainly going to have good internet. And to be honest, in Phnom Penh, the Wi-Fi is pretty good, so these coffee shops are a fantastic place to hang out and do some work. When it comes to health here in Cambodia, there are pharmacies dotted everywhere. The hospitals here are certainly okay if you need treatment, but I certainly wouldn't be getting any treatments done that's non-emergency. Go to Thailand, you'll get a much better service, or maybe Malaysia. But anyway, they do have pharmacies everywhere. There's no restrictions on antibiotics. You can pretty much walk in and ask for anything you want. They're pretty similar to the rest of the world in terms of costs. They're still not as cheap as India, but they're still not expensive for things like paracetamol or ibuprofen or amoxicillin. You know, it's only a few dollars. If you want to stay healthy abroad, I always recommend having travel insurance. Never leave home without it. The travel insurance I use is Safety Wings. They offer comprehensive travel insurance from €50 a month. Link in the description. When it comes to safety in Phnom Penh, it's pretty safe here. I don't think you've got any problems with the locals. There is a little bit of problem with the snatching. So when you're in one of these little tuk-tuks, sit in the middle if you're using your phone. People might come along and grab your phone. But I think overall, my experience is, if you're going to be afraid of anybody, be afraid of the foreigners here. My personal opinion is the expat community here in Cambodia is of very low class and gangs and criminality, or some very, very dodgy people. I've seen a lot of drunk people. There was one guy approached me, very strange guy. I won't say where he's from, but he was basically, I don't know, asking me all these questions about how he can make money and everything. Very, very odd. Thank gosh it was daytime and I was at a restaurant and I managed to get away from him. There's some very odd people in this country. Not the Cambodians, just the expats. When it comes to transport, they have these little white tuk-tuks. There's no Grab here, so they have these little white tuk-tuks so you have to negotiate the price basically. It's about $1 to $3 getting around the city. They're not the cheapest in the world. Pass app. So there you go. That's the app you need to download. Okay guys, that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Please remember to subscribe to the channel, turn on the notification button, and I'll see you next time.